honestly, the way Arsenal was celebrating after winning the game is an absolute disgrace. Everybody go with the camera and, bro, shut up and sit down, man. You're second in the league. You're 2 points behind us. You ain't winning shit this season. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Waffler Talks Football with the roundup of Liverpool versus Arsenal. Should I say Arsenal versus Liverpool that happened this Sunday? Oh my God. It's difficult to put my feelings into words because we haven't lost many games this season. This is only our second loss of the season. And let's be honest, that Spurs loss was horrendous. It was literally just, it wasn't even a loss. We were robbed by VAR, we were robbed by the referee, we were robbed by football as it is in general today. But we take it. We're like, okay, cool. We take that loss. We take the L. It was still a very good performance with 9 men at the time. And we go on to the season. We've been unbeaten all season until the Arsenal game. And I'm not going to lie, I was very nervous for this game. I was nervous for a few reasons, okay? We beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. And to me, that was a difficult game. I thought they were the better team. I thought we came out in the second half, we played a bit better, but overall, they were the better team. And we probably didn't deserve to win the game. But we won 2-0. Now, I'm not saying we got complacent. I'm not saying we became complacent at all. I just think Arsenal wanted it more. I feel like Liverpool went into that game and I don't know what it was. You could see from the beginning, Arsenal's team were like in a huddle. Everyone was up for it. They were pumped. They all looked like they really wanted to win. Our body language, as soon as we started the game, was almost like, okay, we need to win this game. But if we don't win this game, maybe even if we draw this game, we're not in a bad position. And I don't think that was the right mentality to begin with. I'm probably wrong, and I know we wanted to win the game, but I'm just going off what I saw, when I was watching the game. And I was nervous. I was really nervous because Arsenal at the Emirates are fantastic, just like we are at Anfield. And they're no easy team anymore. They're not the same Arsenal who was smashing 4-5-0. Every time we played them, we want to play Arsenal every single week. They're not that Arsenal anymore. And this was huge for them because it was either a huge 3-point game for us, which would make us 8 points clear, or it was a game that just opened up the title race. And I feel like they had a lot more to lose than us, and that kind of inspired their performance. It was a tough watch. It was probably, I have to say, that first half was one of our worst first halves this season. It was a tough half. It was a very tough half to watch. We didn't have any rhythm. We didn't have any flow. We didn't have any ideas. We really looked like for the first time in a long time we've missed Mo Salah. It looked like we missed Nunez's attacking presence as well. I know he was kind of injured. It was just really difficult to watch. Szoboszlai's energy was definitely missed in the middle of the park. I think Gravenberch just doesn't fit our system. Seems like a nice guy and all, but he doesn't fit our footballing system. He doesn't fit the intensity that I believe a Liverpool FC midfielder should have in any game, never mind such a big game, Obviously, Conor Bradley, our thoughts and our prayers go out to him and his family for a 20-year-old to have to go through what he's gone through, especially after he had the performance of his life, basically, against Chelsea with 2 assists and a goal. My condolences go out to his family, but he was an absolute massive miss, which actually shows just how important he's become for Liverpool in such a short space of time. That's no harshness towards Trent, because I think Trent is a fantastic player, but I don't think he's fully fit at the moment. So he's come into that game not fully fit against an Arsenal side who sat third in the table, and we had to win. We literally had to win to take off pressure. But Liverpool, you know how we play. You know what we do. We always do everything the hard way, and we've just put on a lot of pressure for the future games, for the rest of the season. And now it is well and truly City's to lose. which makes it even more difficult because, as I've been saying, City are going to go on a massive unbeaten run, and it's all going to come down to that game where Liverpool play City and we have to beat them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough, and it's just everything just lies on that game. And obviously, people are forgetting that we've still got quite a few games to go. We've still got to play Man United. You know, we've still got to play Aston Villa again. We've got some tough fixtures coming up, and it's not as easy as everyone's making out. I don't know. It's hard to be a Liverpool fan generally, but we've been spoiled. We've not lost a game this season, but we have drawn a few games which we should have won. The Arsenal game at home, we should have won. We should have won that comfortably, especially when we hit the crossbar. 2-1, you know, it should have been. We handball won against us. The Spurs game, we probably should have won. You know, the Nottingham Forest game, we probably should have won. There's a lot of games. Sorry, the Luton game, we probably should have won. That 1-1 draw. You know, there's a lot of games we've not been playing our best, but we've somehow got through the game. And I've always said that this isn't the way you win a Premier League. Like, you've got luck. There's a huge amount of luck that contributes to winning a Premier League, but you can't have that every single week. Now, okay, let's just analyze the game, okay? So we go into that game nervous, and Arsenal absolutely dominate. They absolutely dominate us for the entirety of the first half. We had a couple of flashes. Cody Gakpo had a shot here and, a shot here and there. Trent put in a couple of good crosses in, but it wasn't anything overly convincing. Martinelli had Trent in his back pocket. Martinelli, I don't know what it is, but I feel like Liverpool lack a fast winger now. Like, Mo Salah, he's a fantastic player, best player in the world right now, but he's lost a bit of speed. Luis Diaz, ever since he's come back from injury, he's lost a lot of speed. He used to really, really destroy defense. Exactly what Martinelli was doing to Trent. Just running, just using his pace and knowing, even to Konate, he was breezing past him. And I feel like we're lacking that at this moment of time. I feel that Man City, I've got Doku, who does a similar thing where he just uses his pace and it's just, he terrorizes defenses. And I feel like we're losing that in an attacking sense. We haven't got a player who can beat a man right now. Salah obviously is the only one who can, but he's doing it less and less. His game's changed a lot since he's obviously getting a little older. I don't think we've got anyone on the left anymore who can beat a man, like really run at a defender and beat a man. So I feel like we're lacking in that sense. But anyways, Martinelli bossed that wing, the left wing for Arsenal. He had Trent in his back pocket. He had Konate stretched the entire first half. Havertz, when he was running one-on-one with the keeper, I knew he was going to miss because it's Kai Havertz, but then you got Bukayo Saka just waiting for the follow-up. It's just not good enough. It just was not good enough. The fact that Ødegaard could even play that beautiful ball through, first touch as well, and split open our defence, it's not good enough. And it happened a couple of times before that, and it's not good enough from Liverpool. I think defensively, that was a very, very poor performance. Ibu seemed rattled, especially with the one-on-ones with Martinelli. I think that really moved him. Van Dijk didn't seem himself. Gomez wasn't able to become any sort of an attacking threat. Defensively, he was very occupied with Saka. But even when him and Saka were in a one-on-one situation, Saka seemed to have the upper hand, either playing a simple pass to Ødegaard or running past Gomez. So our defense was not the best in the first half. Especially. Then you're looking at the midfield. Maka was losing the ball more than often, and Rice was just dominating him. It was really weird to see. Maka couldn't hold on to the ball at all. Every time he got the ball, he was taking 1 or 2 seconds more than he should have, and Rice was just there tackling. He was doing his job to perfection, and It's weird because when Maka plays well, we play well, and he did not play well at all. Curtis Jones, few nice touches here and there, but he wasn't really splitting open any defense. He wasn't really playing any killer passes. He wasn't doing anything that really affected the game, which is strange because he's had a nice run of form as well. But I don't think we just couldn't win that midfield battle. And Ryan Gravenberch, when I saw him, like literally, and I did not see the starting lineup until I started watching the game. And when I saw Ryan Gravenberch, just his face appear, I was like, oh God, we're in for a rough afternoon, because I honestly think he's our worst midfielder. Now, he might be a fantastic player. He might have been an amazing player for Ajax and decent at Bayern, but I don't think he fits our system. When I see him play, he's very like lackluster. He glides. He doesn't really effortless almost. He doesn't really put in a shift. I don't know what it is. He's not that, that Endo kind of midfielder, or that even Harvey Elliott, when he comes on, he gets stuck in. He really gets stuck in. Curtis Jones at times, he really gets stuck in. Maka of late really gets stuck in. Szoboszlai, obviously I'm a huge fan of Szoboszlai, but I don't think he's hit the heights that he should be hitting this season. And even Szoboszlai, you can tell when he plays well, he gets stuck in. But Gravenberch, I don't know, apart from a couple of half dribbles, he doesn't shoot. He doesn't play a killer pass. He's not very good at tackling, and he doesn't run. He doesn't run about, and even when he does run, it's very like, I don't know, like almost like when Van Dijk runs, and it's effortless, but Van Dijk can really turn on the afterburners. Gravenberch doesn't have that, and I'm really questioning the signing of Gravenberch and whether he's a good fit for Liverpool, because I don't think, unless he has a miraculous change around in pre-season and he's awesome next season. This season, I don't think he's the one, I don't think he's the one for us. And I think it was almost like playing with 10 men while Gravenberch was on the pitch. And that sounds really harsh, because I do think he's probably a top lad and he's a sick player, but I don't know. Do you guys agree? But I don't think he's Liverpool quality. He's not Liverpool, he's just not good enough. Then we had Gakpo. I love Gakpo as well, but I feel like Gakpo's preferred position is on the left wing. I don't think he's a central attacker. He's not a central striker. And he can't make those runs like Nunes does. Nunes makes those runs. He's not as quick as Nunes. He's not as tenacious as Nunes. A very good, technically gifted player, and he can play on the left, or he can come on as an impact substitution up top. But he said himself he prefers playing on the left, and I don't think he fits our system up top. He's not Bobby. Bobby would hold up the ball, and Gakpo doesn't do that. So I don't know why he's playing up top. And then obviously we had Luis Diaz on the... where was Diaz playing? It was Gakpo, Diaz, and who else? This is how bad we played. I can't even remember who was playing up top. It was Gakpo, Diaz, and Jota. So Gakpo, Diaz, and Jota were always like interchanging their positions. Jota was decent, but he wasn't as effective as he was, in the last few games. He had a couple of runs right early of the first half, but it just wasn't our day. And Luis Diaz was doing Luis Diaz things. He was getting quite frustrated with his battle on the left hand side. He wasn't doing much, to be fair. It's I don't know what to say. It was a really tough game. None of our players really turned up. It was disappointing. They scored the first goal, obviously, when Havertz was one-on-one with the keeper, missed, rebounded to Saka. Saka just slotted it into an empty net. We got really lucky at the end of the first half. Did not deserve a goal, and I was there thinking, wow, here we go, Liverpool, luck again, 1-1. We can probably see this game through and nick a win. We come out in the second half. We're much better in the second half. We actually start playing some decent football. Trent gets on the ball a lot more. We get some shots off here and there. We're playing some nice intricate passing in the midfield area, and then boom, they play a long ball forward. Gabriel plays a long ball forward, and there's a mix-up between Van Dijk and Alisson. Having looked back at the replay, it was a miscommunication, but I do think it's Ali's fault. Ali just jumps into thin air and kicks a ball that's non-existent, while Van Dijk's trying to hold Martinelli off, and before you know it, it's in the back of the net. And that really, really stunted our progression in the game. That was a nail in the coffin. We tried to get back into it, but it just was not happening. And it was only going one way from there. And then obviously towards the end of the game, Leandro Trossard just sticks it through the legs of Alisson. I think it took a slight deflection of Van Dijk, but overall, it just wasn't a great performance. And hats off to Arsenal; they fully deserved it. We could have honestly almost won the title in this game, or put ourselves in a very, very good position. But we ruined an opportunity. We really missed a massive opportunity to stamp down our authority in the Premier League, and it would have at least taken Arsenal out of the title race, and it would have been a two-horse race between Liverpool and City. City obviously playing Brentford today. It should be an easy win for them, but you never know with football. Hopefully, if they lose, it won't be as bad a loss, because it will just be two teams on our tail at the same pace. But yeah, it was a tough game. We'll go through player ratings real quick. Ali, probably his worst performance of the season. Unfortunately for him, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. He is human after all. He is allowed a bad performance. I'd probably have to give Ali a 5, maybe even a 4. The only thing he did well in that game, I'd have to say, is the save from Havertz, but we conceded straight after. The miscommunication with Van Dijk and getting beaten at your near post, that angle, Megs, it's not good enough. Trent, I'd probably give Trent a 6. He had a few glimpses where he put in a few good balls. That first time cross from the right was ridiculous, and only he can do that in world football, maybe even Kevin De Bruyne. So I'll give him a 6. It wasn't a great performance. Probably injuries as well played a massive part. I'm going to say Ibu had a difficult game, but I'm going to give him a 7 because he did do well towards the end of the first half, second half as well against Martinelli, quieted him down, but still I'll give him a 7. Van Dijk is probably his worst performance of the season. I'll give Van Dijk probably a 6 as well, maybe a 5. It was quite a shocking performance. Gomez, I'll give a steady 6. He didn't do too much wrong. He didn't do too much right. He came off for Robbo. Robbo really never affected the game much at all. So I'd probably give Robertson, when he came on, just a solid 6. It wasn't anything brilliant. Mako was pretty awful. He did well in the... he did better in the second half, but you'll get a 6 as well. Curtis Jones will probably get a 6 as well. Gravenberch would probably get a 5. I just don't know what his role is in the team at the moment. Luis Diaz probably gets a 6. Diogo Jota probably gets a 6. Gakpo probably gets a 5, maybe a 6. He got into some good positions. Nunes, when he came on, that shot that he had, obviously he beats a defender well, but why are you shooting from there? He should have easily crossed it in. I'd probably give him a 6 as well. Thiago, when he came on, as soon as he came on, he gave the ball away. But I'm so glad that he's back. If he can fit into that team and kind of give us that additional, bit of magic that he normally provides. But anyways, in this game, I'd probably give him a 5 when he came on. Harvey Elliott, when he came on, I'd probably give him a 6. I love Harvey. I think he comes on and he's such a forward-thinking player. Like he's got no fear. For such a young lad, he's got absolutely no fear. But yeah, I think I've gone through all the players that came on. It was a very tough game, and it's even difficult to talk about. Like when you analyze the game, it's difficult to talk about. But if we want to become champions of the Premier League, we can't play like this. Hopefully, this was a blip. Our second defeat of the season. We have to come back stronger, and we have to literally do what City do every season and go on a massive unbeaten streak and just not lose the game from now on. And it's disappointing, especially after that Chelsea game, after how well we played against Chelsea, to come to the Emirates and lose 3-1. And let's be honest, it probably should have been 3-0 because we did not deserve that goal. But it's difficult. But the refereeing decisions were disgusting. Obviously, Konate got a red card as well. I think he was very inconsistent with his decisions. Some of the yellows were a bit cheap. But it's one of those games we can't even blame the referees. We can't even blame we can't blame them for what happened in the game. We were poor in the game. We still lose the game with the referees or without the referees. Even though there were 2 mistakes, I feel like Arsenal were the better team and credit where credit's due. But honestly, embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. The way Arsenal players were celebrating after that game, bro, we're top of the league. You're still second. You're still 2 points behind us. You've not beaten us and then overtaken us and now top of the league and now it's in your hands. You're not going to finish in the top 2. It's just as simple as that. Like, I don't even know. It's really embarrassing for Arsenal to celebrate like that. You know, if we would have beaten Arsenal and we celebrate like that, that's different because we're 8 points clear then. But for Arsenal to beat us and then celebrate Ødegaard carrying a camera, like taking pictures and bruv, like just sit down. Like, it's so embarrassing because if they don't win the league, which I can almost guarantee everything I own, they will not win the league, then what they did was embarrassing. And they're going to look back and it's going to be immature of them to celebrate like they've just literally Jorginho dancing and stuff. It's just ridiculous. And I was watching that and I had so much respect for Arsenal coming into this game, and when they played, I'm like, you know what? Hats off. Like, literally hats off. You guys played a fantastic game. You came with the game plan and you beat possibly the best team in the Premier League right now. Amazing. Fully deserved. Back in the title race. And then you watch them celebrate like kids. Celebrate like absolute fools. Disgusting. An absolute disgrace. And yeah, that's all I got to say. An absolute disgrace. So, congratulations, Arsenal. You beat Liverpool, but it's not over. And your season is obviously not over right now, but your season is not going to end up with a Premier League trophy. I can guarantee you that. And you are my second favourite team, but I don't know. I'm being salty as fuck right now. I'm being salty as fuck right now. But yeah, it is what it is. Well done, Arsenal. So the next game for Liverpool is going to be Burnley on February the 10th, which is a Saturday. So it's going to be Burnley this Saturday, and it's at home, so we should beat them. So on to the next game, it's Burnley. Let's get our form back up and running, and let's just go ahead and treat every single game as a cup final. And yeah, man, win, lose, draw, whatever, we always stand by you, Liverpool FC. You will never, ever walk alone.